The MetaFilter by Waves Audio. It's a pretty cool filter plugin that involves some modulation, some step sequencer. You can create pretty crazy, pretty creative filter effects with delay, resonances, and also step sequencer, right? So let's break down a bit the features of this plugin. So first you have here the type of filter that you want, right? So I'm gonna play here so that you can see here visually the type of filter that is happening here, right? So for instance, this is a low pass filter or high cut. Then you can have a high pass, right? You can have also this band, this type of band filter. Then you have a notch. You have this cool filter where it's cutting like in harmonics. It's like a comb filter effect, and also it can cut like in volume, like decibels, right? So yeah, let's begin with the first one, for instance, and you can follow, by the way, the input signal or the side chain. Here's the follow, and we're gonna see how everything is connected here to these three knobs in the center. Then we have here, for instance, the low frequency oscillator, that type of waveform, like sine wave, triangle, square, stuff like that, right? If you're a bit familiar with synthesizers, you're gonna be familiar with these different waveforms, right? And then you have the rate of the waveform that can be synchronized also to your project. And here in the center, we have the main. These two knobs are for the frequency, right? You select the frequency here, and you start to add some movement. If you have some steps here in the sequencer, you're gonna add with this in green. You're gonna start to add the movement that we set in the sequence. That's why it's sequence here in the down below in the knob. And then if you want to add some low frequency oscillation, you start to add this, right? And then this is like the signal. It's following the input, right? Like that. And here we have the resonance. So for instance, here we choose the sequence, the frequency, and here we choose the resonance, right? You're gonna see this resonance here. We can add also movement with the sequencer, and also low frequency oscillator, which is connected to this, and also following the input in this case, right? And we have a slope here of 24 or 12, right? It increases like that, okay? Also, we have a delay here that it's also connected to the low frequency oscillator here, to the sequencer down below that I'm gonna check out in a moment, and also to follow the input with this and with that, right? This is a normal delay that can be synchronized as well. You can set it to analog delay. You have feedback here and dry wet functionality for only the delay itself, right? And here to the right top corner, we have some spread. We can stereo, add a bit of stereo width to the sound. Smooth, we can also smoothen the sound, of course. We can also increase some saturation with this drive, and crush, it will like downsample, like create some bit distortion, right? Like when you are degrading the audio with this crush that we have here, right? And moving on with the sequencer, the last part here, you have this 16 step sequencer, right? And you can use your mouse to drag up and down, right? Like that. Or you can also draw with your mouse like this, right? And if we start to increase, for instance here, if we start to increase the sequencer here, we're gonna see this moving the filter, right, that we created, and we have a general mix knob, right, blend knob, like from 0 to 100%. And also with this last at the bottom, we can choose how much of the steps in the sequencer are gonna be used. All right, and this will create some pretty cool effects. Let me go back to the initial like default preset. Let's take a listen to this, some examples on these drums, for instance. Right, let's use the low pass. Let's add some, right, I'm removing some highs there. Let's add some resonance. Let's change here. By the way, you can also select okay, let's add some right, moving filter, and the resonance as well. We can also add some right, all sorts of crazy things. Super cool. We can sync it, swing, some delay. Let's add some delay here. Pretty crazy, right? Some saturation. Some spread, crush. Before. Yeah, let me know what you think. I think it sounds super cool. Let's use it also quickly here in the full mix. Let's go through some of the presets that are great actually for a ton of different creative effects. Right. Cool thing is that if you have the tempo set up correctly, it's following like the tempo. Yeah. Changing the yeah, some super cool and creative effects